Daedric Princes, Part 3. The Dreamstride. For over 1,000 years, the priests of Vimana have been masters of the art of alchemy. The complexity and potency of their mixtures are nothing short of legendary. These alchemical treasures are so highly sought after that a single draft showing up on the black market can command sums of tens of thousands. Of the numerous potions that have surfaced to date, Vimana's torpor is perhaps the most impressive. A single sip of this viscous liquid places the imbiber in a state known as the Dreamstride. This condition allows the subject to experience the dreams of another as if he is actually there. The subject becomes an integral part of the dream. To any other entities in the dream state, the subject will be mistaken for the dreamer. The subject will even find his mannerisms, speech patterns, and knowledge expanded appropriately. To an observer, after the subject has imbibed the potion, he will appear to vanish. As the subject traverses distances within the dream, he will also traverse distances in the actual world. When the torpor's effect has expired, the subject will fade back into reality in the exact location projected within the Dreamstride. Some Dreamstrides have been transported their subjects a few feet, and some have appeared thousands of miles from their origin in a matter of minutes. It is worth noting that the Dreamstride is highly dangerous. It presents the subject with numerous pitfalls. In certain dreams, subjects have been exposed to life-threatening scenarios such as sickness, violence, and even death. In most cases, the subject simply fades back into our world without harm, but in some instances, the subject never reappears and is assumed to have expired. In other instances, the subject reappears deceased. It is also quite possible that the subject could reappear in precarious or hazardous locations, in reality, even when that location appeared safe within the Dreamstride. Vimana's torpor is as mysterious as elusive as the priest who created it. It is unknown whether this unique transport mechanism is a result of the torpor itself, or simply the odd machinations of Vimana. But the potential for using the Dreamstride to penetrate seemingly impossible obstacles certainly outweighs its mysterious nature. The House of Troubles. Among the ancient ancestral spirits who accompanied Saint Veloth and the Chimera into the promised lands of Morrowind, the four Daedra lords, Malakath, Mahunas Dagon, Molag Bal, and Sheogorath, are known as the Four Corners of the House of Troubles. These Daedra lords rebelled against the council and admonition of the tribunal, causing great kinstrife and confusion among the clans and great houses. Malakath, Mahunas Dagon, Molag Bal, and Sheogorath are the holy in that they serve a role of obstacles during the testing. Through time, they have sometimes become associated with local enemies like the Nords, Akaviri, or mountain orcs. Malakath is the reanimated dung that was Trinamak. Malakath is a weak but vengeful god. The Dark Elves say that he is Malak, the god king of the orcs, and he tests the Dunmer for their physical weakness. Molag Bal is, in Morrowind, the Lord of Brutality. He tries to upset the bloodlines of the great houses and otherwise ruins the Dunmer gene pool. A race of monsters said to live in Molag Amnur are the result of his seduction of Vivek during the previous era. Sheogorath is the king of madness. He always tests the Dunmer for mental weakness. In many legends, he is called upon by one Dunmer faction against another. In half of these stories, he does not betray those who called him, further confusing the issue of his place in the scheme of things. Can he help us? Is he not an obstacle? He is often associated with the fear of other races have for the Dunmer, especially those who, like the Empire, might prove useful as allies. Mahunas Dagon is the god of destruction. He is associated with natural dangers like fire, earthquakes, and floods. To some, he represents the inhospitable land of Morrowind. he tests the Dunmer with will to survive and persevere. The worship of these four malevolent spirits is against the law and the practice of the temple. However, the Four Corners seldom fail to discover those greedy, reckless, or mad enough to serve them. By ancient temple law and custom, and also by imperial law, the lives of witches and warlocks are forfeit. Imperial garrisons join ordinators and buoyant armigers of the temple in tracking down and destroying these foul covens in the wilderness, refuges, ancient ruins where they conceal their profane worship. The Spawn of Molag Bal. Molag Bal enslaves. Molag Bal defiles. Molag Bal spawns children with the unwilling and harvests the soul of the unwary. Legend tells us that Molag Bal is the father of the first vampire. Though we cannot fully detail the many species of vampires, we may consider all of them to be his offspring. Most vampires can trace their lineage to the same distant ancestor, an unwilling Nedic virgin whom Molag Bal defiled. With her, he spawned a race of monsters, who then set upon nomads, spreading his corruption further. Other species of vampires are the result of pacts and bargains with Molag Bal, who answers promises of immortality and power with an eternity of damnation. Molag Bal seeds chaos and strife, spreading discord by corruption soul after soul. He forces a legion, his patience is limitless, his ultimate goal is the domination and enslavement of all living things. The Totems of Hircine. Among those of us to whom Lord Hircine bestowed his most precious gift of lycanthropy, there are legends that he also set into the world specific artifacts of his power. They date to a period when men could neither write nor speak, nor barely think, but the powers of blood of the beast were yet flowing strong among those he selected. The first, a carved skull of the wolf itself, used by those ancient shamans in the blood ceremonies that created our lineage. It's said to grant great presence to those who prostrate themselves before it, such that those who witness their forms cower in terror, unknown except to those who have glimpsed the face of Hircine himself. The second, a thigh bone, carved as the skull, but from some animal unknown, used as some form of medicinal wand in the more ancient Brotherhood. It was said to grant a kind of heightened awareness both in sight and smell, such that the prey could never flee too far from our senses. The third, a simple drum, its mundane appearance meaning it is most likely lost to the mists of time long ago. As our fathers would beat time to summon their brethren from the fields, so too would our forebears in the blood call of their allies to them with its pounding. Through these totems we channel and focus our energies of the beast. While werewolves give up their powers of magic to known to men, we can tap into a more direct natural energy at times, and through these totems discover abilities that first tamed the world before wrought civilizations sullied it. I hope you've been enjoying these lore readings, and if you have, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Also, come follow me over on twitch.tv/ICYIC, where I stream the Elder Scrolls Online 4 days a week. I'd love to see you there. Thanks for watching.